This buffet had been sitting in my husband's garage for 12 years, and then he met me, I found it, and decided to pick it as my first project. By that time, I had watched tons of furniture flipping videos on YouTube, learned about woodworking from internet, and that was the right moment and right piece to practice. And that piece was real pain in the butt, but I learned a lot. Made tons of mistakes, of course, but that's how we learn. And the first mistake was I used TSP and I didn't rinse it after. And the second mistake is coming with the stripper. I decided that I don't need a lot of stripper to strip this paint. I was wrong. And now I know the secret of the perfect stripping. You just need to use a lot of stripper, that's it. As you can see, the stripper is taking off the first layer of paint, and I remember thinking, oh my god, it's not a good stripper, but it was, I just didn't know that. And here's my favorite part. Those little gaps, they are around the top of the dresser, around the both drawers, and 4 doors and doors frames. And they were painted gold over the nasty red paint. And I've tried everything. I scrapped, I used steel wool, I used mineral spirit, but what really helped to get rid of that paint was a nail polish remover. And it took me forever to clean just one little gap, and I was so mad, so you'll see what I decided to do. And just because I thought that stripper didn't work well, I decided to use a heat gun. And I'm really glad I did that, because now I know how it works. And I know my order of actions was kind of chaotic, but it is what it is. And I don't know why I was wearing mask. Probably I was using the heat gun and suddenly decided, why not? Let's go and take off the base. Oh, Bondo. I actually did nothing wrong with Bondo. And Bondo did work well, but after I finished the dresser, it had been staying in the house for about a month. And it cracked. This first crack, it cracked again. So now you know you can work on a piece, you can fill the gaps with Bondo, and they can crack again. And remember those grooves? I think I found the perfect solution. I just sanded them down. It was faster than cleaning them all from the red paint. And what could possibly go wrong with staining? That was my first time using water-based stain, and I applied it, I wiped it off, I didn't like the result, I applied it again, wiped it off again, didn't like the result. And then I decided to leave it just for 4 to 5 minutes, and here we go. It dried out, like a paint. I think that happened because first there was maple, and it didn't absorb water-based stain so good, and the second, the stain was too thick, so I watered it down and it worked well after that. And the funny thing is, I was afraid using chalk paint. After watching so many YouTube videos, I was kind of afraid of brush strokes, I was afraid of paint drying so fast, but I have no issues with chalk paint at all. Everything turned out well. And here's a story about the burlap. Yes, I'm going to glue down the burlap to the glass. That was December, and when I went to the Dollarama to buy the burlap I saw a month ago, I couldn't find any. I couldn't find it in the other stores like Home Depot or local hardware stores. I was like, a month ago you guys had them on the shelves, like a lot, and right now you don't? Yeah, that's a true story. Burlap is a seasonal item. I could only find it in Michael's, and I paid 5 times more, so I learned my lesson. If you see a burlap, just buy it, because you're gonna pay big money in the winter time. For the top coat, I used water-based poly, and I started applying it with a foam roller like I saw on YouTube. But there were lots of drips on the side of the doors after, so off camera I ended up using a foam brush. And finally, we're at the finish line, putting everything together. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't judge me hard. It was my first piece, I was still learning, I still am. Quick reminder what we started with. And here's the final result.